Oh, Mingo, you weren't aware of this. I had to evacuate my house this weekend because the AC broke.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the AC broke, and I was worried about, the health things that have been coming out here recently because heat can really affect someone here. And I was like, okay, look, I have found places, I have money, let's just go to a hotel or something like that and just wait out for the weekend and, get some ACs. It's not safe to be here. Didn't want to listen. I was like, okay, it's been like a month of this. Gotta take a moment to like just step back, can't control what people are gonna do with their lives. And I had the money. I went to the hotel. So from Saturday night until Tuesday morning, I was in a hotel down the street from me, like 10 minutes away. And I had that room at 64 degrees the entire time on an electric bill. I didn't have to pay, so it was pretty damn good.
God damn, that's wild. I'm glad y'all are okay. Like, you got the AC fixed?
Yeah, I got fixed. It didn't get fixed until Monday, and the problem started on Friday, so that was terrible. One night was 90 degrees. Like,
God damn.
I didn't sleep that night. I literally was just up all night, like, worrying about everything going on, and was like, you know what? I'm gonna just spend this time looking up hotels and Airbnbs. I almost stayed. It was kind of funny. I don't like the nature all that much, really. It's just not my thing, personally. If you like it, that's great. But I found one place that was like, hey, come live on this ranch. We have this great, like, fully AC'd, like, secluded park or trailer, basically, to live in. It looked really nice. I was going to take one of the offer because it was only, like, $30 a night. I finally fell asleep at, like, 8 a.m. for, like, 2 hours. Got back up, looked at everything again. I was like, what can I reserve? It was gone. Because I wanted to make the final attempt to get people to come with me. Didn't happen. But it was just like, that would have been a cool experience. I want to live in a trailer for a few days. That's fully AC'd and has all the amenities. Why not?
Yeah, that's great.
The only thing about it is they said, hey, but if you got to use the restroom, bring a plastic bag. You can't flush. That was odd.
No, never mind.
Yep,
absolutely,
that was.
I would be.
Fuck that. That's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome everyone to Weeaboo TrashTalk, your number one unranked weekly anime podcast. Every Wednesday at 9:30 Central Time, we come to you live for our trash takes on anime news, host topics, and what we've been watching right here at twitch.tv/CLSP. Please remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming, and one free monthly Twitch sub for any channel. We'd love to be that channel for you, but if not, that is perfectly okay this week, because we actually are not live. We are not live this week on Twitch. We are not taking stuff this week on Twitch. That is because this is a show of solidarity with the movements of Twitch Do Better, a day off Twitch, and I forget the last one, but effectively, the hashtags don't really matter. What matters is the actual issue. So what's been going on with Twitch here recently in the past few months is people have been getting something called hate rated. Effectively what this is people are using spam bots to go ahead and randomly follow Twitch accounts of smaller, mostly marginalized individuals such as people of color or members of the LGBTQ plus community, and just randomly after they follow them, bombarding their chats with derogatory, racist, and just otherwise hurtful messages to completely ruin their experience and their time on there, and targeting them specifically because of being part of those groups, no matter what. This is not as happening to one person, another person. It is happening to multiple people. It has not happened to us because this channel streams so rarely, in all honesty, at this point. But I will fully admit, I have kept an eye on the bots that do go ahead and follow and target you, and we have absolutely had at least 3 of those bots come through on the follower list. So it is a widespread issue. It is very much something happening real time to many people, and this is all situations and security risks that Twitch was warned of years ago when they had a roundtable discussion, I think not long before or after the purchase through Amazon. With all that being said, they ignored those warnings, they ignored those suggestions, and we are now, several years later here, dealing with this issue as is, and they're ultimately making empty promises and done nothing to go ahead and fix it. And the time that it has taken for this to go ahead and explode in the past month, groups like Streamlabs OBS have had time to implement their own security measures to help people with their chats, more so than Twitch has done a damn thing. So that is why we are not live. That is why we thank you, but we don't need your sub this week. When you're listening to this, it is going to be on Thursday. If you'd like to come back and see us again live on the show, we will still have the VG Weekly Roundup going on Thursday as well, but that is what's happening right now. So please look that up, educate yourself, and don't be a shit person. Plain and simple. Like, just don't be a dick. Anyway, I'm your host, Silos Pete. You can call me Pete. As always, I'm joined by my 2 co-hosts, El Shefe himself, Mingo of @CookingWithShefe on Facebook.
What up, babies? I've missed y'all. Did y'all miss me? Did y'all miss my velveteen voice? My
I miss those wings still and that sauce. Alongside the world's #1 Mio enthusiast, Gallant of Gallant Zeros on Twitter and Twitch.
I hope you didn't miss me because I'm still here. I got nothing. I
That's
keep
now.
trying to.
Now I'm gonna say that that's factually correct. Yes, yes.
It is, yeah. I keep trying to have a bit, but I flub it every time. I don't know.
I missed you, Gallant. Does that count?
Yeah, for sure. I missed you too, Mingo.
Yeah.
I still miss
See,
the
you can
wings.
be missed. You're gonna get them. All right, they're gonna be delicious. They're gonna be full of sauce, and it's gonna burn your butthole.
Oh God, yes, please. This is episode 8 on Wednesday, September September the 1st, 2021.
September
You,
2nd when you actually are hearing this.
you see, you want that to be your bit, but this doesn't hit as right. I don't know what to tell you. Um, this week we won't really have any anime news for you this week. Nothing too major happening on there. So it's going to be a nice, simple, open watching, and we do actually have a fair number of new announcements and new dates for you. So look forward to that at the end of the show. Before we get to all that, as I mentioned before, we'll go into what we've been watching. And Mingo, you wanted to start us off with a refresher?
So start off, I'm telling you, babies, I'm keeping up with it weekly. That I don't do this. I really don't. I don't even do it for One Piece, and I love One Piece. Die Hard, tat it on me. But Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, if you haven't watched it yet, I'm gonna say it every time I'm on this show. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Do yourself that little bit of service. Why disservice yourself? It is the best kind of melatonin. It will make you happy. It will turn a bad day into a good day. Unfortunate info. Your boy had caught COVID, but on a positive note, I didn't get no symptoms. And the doctor did say that though I could be asymptomatic, a lot of it had to do with the shot. Whatever your opinion is, look, 1% chance is better than no chance, and I stand on that. But anywho's, I was watching my weekly thing, and God, they do not disappoint. This studio came back with fire. That was very wrong choice.
Mingo, no, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. Delete it.
that, that that did not come out how I wanted it to. But anywho's,
Much like the wings.
um, anywho's, real good. I love it. I love it so much. They have stayed consistent. It's very fun. Art is very pleasing, very crispy, like my wings, even in sauce. I had to hit Carlos with that
Every time.
every time. I gotta make him relive it. But also, my girlfriend Julie started watching Jujutsu Kaisen, and I was rewatching it with her. You know what's a really big thing on that? That really fucks me up is how
Hmm.
committed they stayed. You know, spoiler alert to the false bravado of him building that friendship before that boy died.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, like that right there.
It makes that scene actually emotional.
It made not only just emotional, but it really does like give you that, man, he really did lose out on a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Due to many, like, a lot of factors and stuff of that you could really tie into a real life moment. But it's just like, and the commitment to it, to include him in these visual sequences of them going through school together, becoming sorcerers together,
Mm-hmm.
really really does
The commitment of them just hanging in the opening. They're like, oh yeah, everything's gonna be okay.
wrong.
Motherfuckers.
So, like, just seeing that whole arc again really did, like, make things so much crazier. And I can never commend them enough for it. And you know, with all the time that I've had, I haven't really been watching anime, but it did feel good to see that kind of stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So remember, babies, a good medicine is a good show.
And proper preparations and you know, getting vaccinated against viruses.
Yes. You know, remember, 1% chance, 1% protection is better than no protection. Whether you fucking whatever your beliefs are on this shit, you really want
I,
this to end? Well, hey, gotta do what you gotta do.
absolutely. But on another note, as someone who's caught up on the manga for Jujutsu Kaisen, damn, this story goes places. Holy shit.
That's what I've heard.
Carlito,
But
there's a question I need to ask you, but I'll ask you afterwards because I don't want anyone to like risk spoilers.
well, I got a spoiler tag up right now, but no, that's fair. You can ask me later.
Okay. Well, shit. Then I'll
Wait,
just ask you then.
ask me without me in the call, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, Gallon hasn't
Okay.
caught
Well,
up all the way, so
never mind. I'll just wait then.
okay. Okay. All right, then I will remove the spoiler tag. It is gone now, and we will go to podcast. And yeah, so that was it for Mingo, correct?
Yeah, that was it. Hopefully by next week I should be able to watch, since it's finally done now, To Your Eternity. So be ready for the feels trains, kiddos. It's gonna get sad in this bitch.
Actually, that's what I was gonna go and check for you. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. Uh, as I know if it's finished here, it's finished everywhere. Yeah, both the sub and the dub are now officially finished for To Your Eternity. So watch that however the hell you want. Okay. And then next up, what I've been waiting for all week, Gallant. I believe you had deja vu this week.
I guess. All right, so we're just gonna get into it. I finally have finished the rebuild movies for Ava. I watched 1, 2, and 3 at some point last year, I think, or no, the year before. It's been 2 years. That's right. We've been through this hell for 2 years. And I, you know, enjoyed them. It was. I remember just reading the box, the back of the box for the third movie, and going, like, you know, the meme of the like white lady like smiling and it just says the what. That was me reading the back of the box at the time when we were like about to put the movie in, and I was like, this, wow, okay, this kind of goes places in like a different fashion. And you know, I thought the first three movies were fine, but Ava's about, you know, sticking the landing. And you know, I'm just gonna say, if you've seen Ava, it's Ava. And but it's a little less up its own ass and a little less nihilistic. Um, Interestingly enough, I this is just personal opinion. I absolutely despise the end of Evangelion movie. Um, I think it's hot trash. I think it's always been hot trash. I think the end of the original series was a hell of a lot better for how it like, with like the message it has about like depression and stuff. And that's what's always been like what I've just always been upset about with the end of Ava movie. Um, this one seems to have listened to a lot of, I guess, people's complaints over the years. Um, I will say, like, minor spoilers. Please skip 20 seconds ahead. I'm not even going to talk that much. I'm going to say one thing, and it's going to be in 3, 2, 1. I didn't need to know why Gendo was an asshole. I don't fucking care. Fuck him.
You know, it feels so refreshing to actually hear an Evangelion fan like talk mad shit about Evangelion. Like
This is the thing. I like the original series, but just like that original movie was bad. These rebuild movies are very good. They're not I don't think that there's something you could go into and watch these movies if you've never seen Ava before and come out being like, okay, I get what's going on. You won't have any of like the context of like it honestly, like honest to goodness, you know how a lot of things being remade these days, like especially with Final Fantasy VII remake, are in conversation with, well, yes, we're remaking the basics of it, but we are doing things different for a reason, and the movies do that and I think for good reason, actually. The Ava rebuild movies, and I think they're more worth it from that. Again, my opinion on this all for if you want to watch Ava, watch the original series, watch the rebuild movies, skip end of Ava.
See,
Maybe
like,
maybe not. There's some cool fight scenes in there, but like ultimately, what that movie does just makes me angry still to this day, and I find it a waste of time.
see where I'm coming from is that most of, I guess you could say, like, my anime senpais or predators, like, I know a lot of people that that's their favorite
Well,
flavor. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
That that was their childhood, and like
yeah,
I've seen them defend it and degrade every other. Like, one of the biggest issues I had when watching what was it called? God damn it! One of the MC's name was Zero. Fucking Darling in the
yes.
Franxx.
Yeah, Darling
Oh,
Franks.
okay.
Okay.
I was like,
Darling in the Franxx. You literally had every fucking Evangelion fan coming out the woodworks and shitting on it. And that was annoying as fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Like
heard that show had its own problems outside of,
that's the
you
thing.
know,
It had more than fair criticisms to have about it on its own, but God, it was just so annoying hearing every Eva fan, whatever the hell you want to say it,
Yes,
that's coming out of
that
the
that was
woodwork.
the most annoying part in my opinion.
yeah.
Like it had
Well, this
problems.
is the
Don't
thing.
worry.
There,
Go
there,
ahead.
there are a lot of people my age that grew up on that show. I missed it. I just somehow I was a Toonami watcher. I watched everything. Somehow I just missed Ava. It just like didn't happen for one reason or another. Which
I mean, Ava had like I think one good full run on Toonami, and then they just never played it again.
yeah. But like yeah, I mean it was just one of those things where like I missed out on it, so I watched it in my 20s. I watched it in like my like anime watching like heyday, and I was just like I remember watching the series and being like, okay, the last two episodes were a little okay, what's going on? But I think I got it by the end, and then I watched like people like, oh, this is so much better, and I watched it like this is so much worse. Just
See,
the
when I watched it, and you know what? Look, am I gonna call it a bad? Like, is it as great as I feel as most people try to hype it up to be? No.
are most
Is it
things.
good? Is it a standard? Like, do I feel like people should watch it? Yes, I feel like you should if you want to like really get into the depths of what brought out anime.
It's peak 90s, and there are people like there is like we were talking about Berserk. There's Ava felt through so many like pieces of media nowadays
Yeah.
that it's definitely worth to go in and check out. There are a lot of people that speak nothing but good things about it, and I'm just here to say I think a lot of those people were very very impressionable when they were younger. I was too. I have shows that I will defend to the death, and to know that they have some bad parts. um
And you
but
know what? Let me cut into you real quick there, Gallant. With all due respect, I have no nostalgia filter.
mhm,
Do I find things from my childhood enjoyable? Yes. And if do I feel when they try and bring them back and like it's kind of shitty, I'll say they're shitty, but I'm not
mhm,
gonna say that it was much better than when I first saw it.
yeah.
Because in all honesty, a good example is like Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Mhm. Oh
You
yeah, they
know,
went to school at some point.
yeah, we all loved Ed, Ed and Eddie. But you know what? Was it great? Probably not. There's fucking there's some shit to it, but you know what? It's enjoyable.
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna watch Evangelion and then go shit on Darling in the Franxx and be like, oh, they
Or
just
any
ripped
mecha
this
anime.
scene off. Yeah, or any mecha anime. Because let's not forget, like, a lot, like, they were literally calling out every little thing. Oh, well, they talked in the hallway just like in Evangelion. Look how they ripped this scene off. Fuck my taint.
I mean, you can pay homages to things just because
And that's the difference, is the homage. Look, are we gonna fucking shit on Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece because they all took inspiration from fucking Dragon Ball?
I
I mean,
mean,
DBZ fans probably do, but I'm not gonna get
are
into
we
that.
are we are we going to shit on Yu Yu Hakusho and every other what do you call
Delinquent.
it? Yeah, every
Oh,
other
no.
delinquent party team because they're just ripping off JoJo's? No.
Hell, even at that, it's like I told y'all when we watched Jujutsu Kaisen. It is literally the better Bleach. It
You're
is
not
literally
wrong.
what Bleach
As a Bleach fan, I'm with
is.
you.
And you see, and it's funny because you're like, well, shit, he's right. Yeah, guess what? Things can get better. Am I gonna say Darling in the Franxx is a better Evangelion? Probably not. But did I like how they did Darling in the Franxx? Yes. It was enjoyable. It was a nice ride, and it was visually appealing. Cause I'll be real with you, I'm one of those people that don't really enjoy the taste of old animation. I'll
That
recommend I'll recommend some older animes because that way you can get a feel for it. But I'm not always gonna be like, oh, it's the best of animation.
I mean, that's fair. But also, I would say Ava is maybe one of my feelings on that show. Regardless, the fight scenes in original Ava and even the stuff in End of Ava, beautiful, fucking fantastic. If you want to just go look at like fight scenes, go look at fight scenes from Ava. That's maybe the best thing I can ever recommend to you.
And you see that's what I'd rather hear. I'd rather you recommend parts of something than try to claim the whole as a great something. You know what I
No,
mean?
That's a
and actually,
masterpiece.
it's
Because you
really
see,
okay. Go on.
what really reflects that is the DBZ community.
Hmm.
They'll and you know what, y'all can hear me and you'll light me up, but you can suck my tongue too because it's facts. There's nothing good about DBZ other than the fight scenes, and even at that, if you're bringing up Dragon Ball Z, half of those fight scenes you didn't even fucking see because they were flashes. Epilepsy warning, bitches.
I mean, that is very. Even when Dragon Ball Super first came out and everything, a lot of the people I knew who were like that never been big fans of Dragon Ball, but they were watching and being excited for it. Like, oh, cool, that's pretty. That's random. That's happening now suddenly. Those same people flash forward after Super ended originally, and they were all like, "Man, that was kind of stupid and weak because it doesn't build anything." I was like, "Yeah, but did no one warn you that's what Dragon Ball is? Dragon Ball is not there for a engrossing world building story. It's just about fight scenes. Like,
It's pro wrestling.
yeah, it's pro wrestling. Yes,
No, I will argue this because you know what? At least in pro wrestling, the story gets told better in a goddamn fight. I did not. You literally have no emotions in fucking Dragon Ball Z other than, oh my god, this is fucking awesome. I cried when fucking Undertaker lost at WrestleMania for the first time.
cry when Android 16 died.
See, but that wasn't a fight. That was like in mid. Okay.
I cried when Vegeta sacrifices himself. That was good.
That was that. Yeah, I cried then
That's
too.
maybe that's maybe still the best
yeah.
beat in all of Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
It's
that's pretty fucking strong. Yeah.
It's that one when Android 16 died, and also
Yo,
whatchamacallit, when for me,
future.
when Boo lost it, when Hercule got hurt.
Oh, that's also a
Yeah,
good scene.
Age of Trunks is
But
actually really goddamn sad.
you can never sell it as a whole. Like, you cannot say it was an arc. It's only scenes.
Yeah,
If you
that's
Yeah,
piece
fair.
together all the good DBZ scenes, you have maybe a season. And that's even at that, because honestly, the best part of the tournament arc in the most recent one was the fact that 17 came and won that shit.
Okay, but real quick before we go any further on that, just as a small take on there. If anyone is looking for a good like out of nowhere, not it is isekai technically, but not really. It's just a soul reincarnation, not an actual remember their life before type thing, and you get some special bullshit. But they're looking for a really good mecha anime that got like no love at all, but had really amazing fight scenes and did great things with like understanding this higher purpose of like mechs and knights and fighting monsters and all that. Might I recommend Knights and Magic? You can find it on Funimation. It was it's not gonna work here. God damn it! No, terrible.
No.
Hold on. Will this work? Will this work?
Little
Kind of.
better, but not still blurry.
Okay. Anyway, it's called Knights and Magic. I recommend everyone watch it. Basically, it is a Japanese software engineer, a programmer, who dies in an accident and is reincarnated as a young boy in this world that they fight with giant mech knights, or they have their giant mech knights fight off basically other giant mechs, but also like giant bugs and stuff of that nature. And it's like a younger kid. It is not a I guess I'm in this new world now no type thing. No, it's literally the soul reincarnates in this child that is born there, and because of that, this child has an affinity for coding like never before. So they figure out the actual magical coding that goes into these knights to make them perform better and revolutionizes them in the course of the show. So it's actually really cool. It's not really a isekai and transform another world. It's more like a reincarnation show, and it's awesome. Fight scenes are cool, really cool mechs, and just it's so rare I get a chance to talk about it. But yeah, Knights and Magic, please check it out. It's not that long. It's great. It's a sleeper hit. Give it some love.
Yo, in all honesty, my personal like top favorite mechs will be Tiger and Bunny, freaking Gachamon Crowds,
There are good things there.
and I will include one Gundam, and that was Iron Blood Orphans.
That's fair. That's fair.
I forgot. Mingo's the edgelord that also likes to be extremely fucking sad.
Ah, fuck it. You know what? I blame my brother. I blame my older brother who got me back into anime. You know, the
That's
first thing
fair.
he shows me when getting back into anime was making me rewatch a lot of One Piece arcs that were hella depressing.
Nice.
And then proceeding to show me Anohana, the flower we knew that day, because he knew it would make me fucking.
Incredible.
That's just.
So yeah,
I'd be throwing hands
I
at that
do.
point, but go on.
I can't hit him. I love my brother to death, and if my rule in life is that if I find you not a threat, I can't hit you.
Okay, that's fair.
You sound
And
like a threat to your emotional well-being. That's all I'm saying.
well, I mean, as long as it's not physical,
Back to back, though.
Being sad, I can stop being sad. I just gotta watch something or eat something, and I'll be better.
The real skill. I can stop being sad.
It takes a minute though. Like
Yeah.
now it takes it even longer because you built that shit up. Oh my god, you built that shit up. That's why I'm kind of excited about 2 Year Eternity because I'm like,
Let's see how much the heart can take. Sorry, Gal, we kind of took over there. Were you all good on what you were saying?
Absolutely not. I'm still talking about Eva. Anyway,
I love you, Gal.
I'm not going to spoil anything about the movie other than the one thing I already did. Which like I don't know, this many years coming, you'd expect that we'd finally get that. Anyway, I really enjoyed the opening parts of the movie. And it seemed like as it went, the fights got worse. Like at this point, they're animating the mechs in 3D or whatever, and a lot of it looked actually really good. A lot of it, I was like, yeah, I'm down for this. I'm loving this. I like what's going on. There's some cool camera angles. They're like using the 3D space in a cool way. And then like for like I feel like with how well all that was done and how much time they had for this, I feel like the thing I'm going to complain about was a choice. There is kind of a what you would call a climactic fight scene, and I'm using heavy air quotes. There's the like final fight is happening, and it's in these very similar mechs. It's with very similar weapons, and it's just there's things happening where they just want you to pay attention to the theme of what's going on and not the cool fight. And I was like, old Ava would have its cake and eat it too, baby. This kind of makes me sad.
I
Like
get that.
you would have the droning monologue about this and that and higher powers and we're the same and some other bullshit, but it would look fucking gorgeous, and I really would, and I would be able to get the TLDR from sorting my brain while watching the fight. And it was just kind of lame. And like again, I 100%, 1,000, 1,000,000% know that fight is not the point of the scene. But damn, I wish they cared a little more about it. It was just it's just a little bit depressing because it's also calling back to many moments during the series during that fight too. And it's just like, this is the last we're gonna get the robots, huh? And it just doesn't look great. Like, yeah, I don't know. The rest of the movie looks great. The rest of the 3D, cool. There's like some ship fighting, like some like airship fighting that's like pretty dope. Like does a real good job with that stuff, but just that last part just kind of left me like in the midst of Ava being Ava at the end of an Ava series, in the midst of all that happening, the animation petering out was something I didn't really expect.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? The current was it the ending of the first half of I was reincarnated as a spider, so what?
Mm-hmm.
When but like theirs was like I forget like the whole reasoning behind it, but the whole, when they had to switch animators kind of thing.
Right. I think that was because poor management and requiring too much from too little people. I believe.
So like,
Yeah, that was a workflow and a staffing issue, which also comes down to a money issue, which is extremely funny. Whether they not even like did they have the money, just it seems like the money was poorly used.
So like they so like that's what it feels like to me.
Mm-hmm.
On a similar note,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It builds up so well, but that like really shitty animation can really kill it sometimes,
Mm-hmm. I will say it's not even that bad. It's just so lackluster compared to everything else that I was just like, this seems like kind of plain. Like even the models, like the models for the robots, felt like they had less detail than some of the other ones, and were just like almost lower rendered. And that's why that's why, especially with how much time they've had for this. I think the last movie came out 6 fucking years ago.
Yes.
Like they've had I don't think they've had any budget constraints on this movie because it just prints money. So like I feel like it was done on purpose. I absolutely feel like it was done on purpose because they wanted you to stop focusing on the fights. The whole point of that fight scene, skip ahead 10 seconds, is that it's pointless. Like that's the point of that. But I just wish they had just kept going with it and then I don't know, but yeah, it was fine. An ending like never before has been presented for Evangelion, and that is maybe my final thought on it. And the movies are pretty good. Again, I would say End of Ava is the most irritating thing I've ever had, but I'm going to jock this from an Ava movie podcast to watch or an Ava movie watch podcast that I'm listening to that I haven't heard their thoughts on the last 2 episodes yet. But I heard a preview, and I think I maybe respect End of Ava more for being someone's bullshit vision of a thing, because the way that movie has made me mad over the years, will probably never leave me. The ending I got from the rebuilds, Carlos had to remind me that I watched Ava for the podcast today, and that's all I'll say.
That was the most hilarious text I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Because
when I was watching it, I tweeted, I was like, I have thoughts. And then come Wednesday, Carlos was like, didn't you watch Ava? that was Carlos. That was not a work. That was 100%. I was just. It also doesn't help that I had a kind of a shitty work day and my brain was just gone. But yeah, even like yesterday, I was like, oh, what did I watch? I didn't fucking watch shit. Oh well. too late now, especially when I'm working like all fucking day right up to when we record, and then yeah, hysterical, absolutely hysterical. It was okay. It's good popcorn. Watch them Ava. It's all right. That's my opinion. You should also watch End of Ava just to see it, because there are some really cool fight scenes that just.
I'm
There's
just still smiling at the idea that we were like, so were you done talking about Ava? It's like, I am absolutely not done talking about Ava. That was the most Ava fan thing ever, and I loved it. Sorry,
I
go on.
mean, hey, y'all took that all the way to Dragon Ball and back, and I was like, all right, hold on.
I
still
understand. I understand. Not a criticism. I just love that. That was perfect.
How dare they take away from Ava again?
That is the
I
Ava
don't-
experience, and I loved it.
I'm not. I don't even like Ava that much.
So,
I like all of the animation in all of the older Ava stuff more than I like Ava as a whole.
so then let me ask you this, because I have to ask this.
Mhm.
How much new material would I have to dunk on Ava fans if I watch this movie?
New material to dunk on them?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't.
Okay.
Oh, I will say maybe the best and surprise of this, which I was not a fan of, was that when they released it, it was the original dub cast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they dropped it as the original dub cast. When the international version of the movies went up on Amazon, I believe the week before it dropped.
Mm-hmm.
There was international credits, and the credits for all the movies were for the new dub cast. So everyone was like, well, fuck it, we're not getting our original dub cast for the Ava movie. Dropped on Amazon. It's the original voice actors, which is cool. I like the original voice actors.
No,
It's just
that I'm about. Yeah.
the last one I heard was the new cast, and I kind of was like, kind of wanted the new cast. But also, I do have to talk some more shit. Sorry, I forgot about this.
Speak your truth.
The movie in the very beginning, and it was really weird for me because it was old voice actors, but like there are scenes where they're trying to fit in the flaps that feel so forced. That like, is there did they pull a and I'm sorry to talk shit on someone that did a job on a thing like during these times. I'm honestly sorry, but I just have to speak my feelings. It felt like an old dub at times in kind of a bad and jarring way, and then it like evens out in the middle, and then it stops, and I'm like, man, did they have it's very, very strange in the beginning. Like, Carlos, if you just start this movie and watch maybe the first hour, just tell me don't do this, but like if you ever do, just tell me how weird the dub feels, because I watched the original cast dub of the first three movies. They never felt like this.
If it makes you feel any better, at some point, I'll never admit to having watched these movies, but if I should happen to want the ability to make a very specific burn at some point, I may have.
Okay.
Your boy
Also,
likes ammunition. Go on.
Feel free to edit this out, but you should never force into the flaps. You must gently ease your way in.
If you find the bit, just cut it and stick it at the end.
I was holding that in the whole time. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let Galen speak his truth, but I want to say this.
Their truth, but thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, the dub just feels there's a weird stilt to the dub in the early, like, I don't want to say half of the movie, like just the early parts of the movie where it was just I ended up watching it with a friend. I was like, is this weird? Am I nuts? Is this a little stilted in a way that's like feels like old anime? And they're like, no, I kind of get it. So yeah, weird. My feelings on the Ava movie, cool. All right, Ano, go do something else. I haven't. Hold on. Have I mentioned before that I watched another Ano series called Nadia: The Secret of Blue Water?
Mm-hmm.
I watched that series. There's a point in that series where Ano leaves for 12 episodes, and when I was watching those episodes, I was like, I've never wanted to admit to say this, but I want Ano back. Can we get this show do something again? It really felt like it ends up treading water in the middle there. But I like that series, aside from like the last 5 minutes of it.
I borrowed that from a friend. I always meant to watch, just never did.
It's good. There's a real weird thing that happens at the end, and that's like my only problem with it. And it's nothing even like it doesn't kill the series for me. It's just like I would love to just edit some film on that and just have a better thought at the end. It's fine. Go watch Nadia before you watch Ava. That's all I have to say. For real this time.
No, that's fair. That's fair. It wasn't enough for real last time. We just kind of hijacked it. Okay, but no, thank you for that, Gallant. Always appreciate it. And then with that, we'll move on to what I was watching. I didn't think I did this until I made the actual document, but I kind of ran a gambit this week. So the big thing I watched this week was I sat down, started and finished the entirety of the new Shaman King anime.
Oh, you poor soul.
I'm assuming that you watched it as well, Mingo, or did you just hear things?
No, me and my brother, we attempted to try and watch it because he originally watched it when it first aired, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm really hyped for the Netflix series." Well, then we saw the Netflix series. He hated it. I myself, I do not vibe with the character designs. Like I just could not vibe with that.
The character designs? How do you mean? I thought they looked accurate. Hold on.
Well, they look accurate towards the artist's depiction.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look like teenagers.
Okay, hold on. Anime teenagers never look like teenagers.
Okay, well, see, they don't look like anime teenagers. I don't know what these kids look like. They're in elementary. They got big ass foreheads.
Yeah, but that's like that's a type of anime teenager. You either look like a 40-year-old man, or you look like a child.
Oh no, they got that in there too. They have the 40-year-old giant fat man, a dude who looked like he should be in college, and then the chick that looked like a woman in her 20s. But that's not even it. That's not just the type of it. They got the fucking kids next door hands and feet.
It's not wrong. Not wrong.
They got the proportions is wild. You got anorexic Armin there. Fucking I just could not vibe with those character designs.
I mean, as someone who's looking at the original art on there, I don't really see the difference. Maybe it's just something I don't see in person. It's whatever. Like,
Well,
I think the style in general just isn't Mingo's thing.
Yeah, like that's what you have to keep in mind is I probably saw it at a younger age, but like I said, nostalgia is not a factor to me, and also I don't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
So like this was essentially my first time seeing it.
That's fair.
Because my brother never showed me the original because his problems with the original was that I believe he said that the story wasn't done right towards the end.
Okay.
And then like another issue here for him was that pacing wasn't done right because he finished it. And it did feel like a lot of the pacing in it felt kind of off for me. Like everything felt like it was in a weird order at the beginning.
Okay.
And then like stuff felt like it was really steamrolling kind of fast afterwards. Maybe another time I'll give it a chance and try and watch it through. But yeah, like as Galen said, their character designs are just not my cup of tea.
I can get behind that. I've always thought Shaman King looked odd anyway to begin with. And not to go this way or that way, but I've always thought Shaman King designs just look very odd anyway. But I'm going to say, yeah, and honestly, my thoughts on it are it's a Saturday morning anime. That's effectively it. Even if it tries to do anything like, a bit like grimdark or edgy, things of that nature, it's just not really that special. I thought, considering this is such like a treasured and beloved series that the reason they would bring it back is to do something, really, uh, something really quality and rare in terms of production. Doesn't really do that. The artwork itself is solid, like it's not like low quality or anything, but there's effectively no real animation to the fights, which is okay. I mean, like I've said before, Seven Deadly Sins, or even with Record Ragnarok, you don't need to have animation to sell a fight or to sell a series. You don't. I just thought that if they're gonna go through all the effort of rebooting this series with a new anime product and only making it 52 episodes, so it has a set end in mind, like it knows what it's going to be doing. I just figured they were going to be using it as a reason to like really push the envelope on it. And so far it doesn't do that. The fights aren't anything special. I mean, they're solid. They're perfectly okay. Like you get the intent. It's just very Saturday morning cartoon anime. The only thing missing really is the 4Kids dub. And that's basically it. And I don't know. Like, I guess I'll keep watching it if it comes out and I'm bored or something like that. This wasn't anything special. Like, I was really hoping to. Maybe I had too high hopes for it. I was really hoping for this to like, be one of those classes to come back and okay, this time around I'm gonna get into it. This is my chance to experience this beloved thing. Let's see what happens. It was fine. I was never complaining while watching it, but it was fine. Even when what's up?
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you make a very good point. It really does feel like a Saturday morning. Hell, you're right. Saturday morning cartoon, like something you would see on the WB.
Yeah. And like I said, I would not call Shaman King bad in any way, shape, or form. I wouldn't try to stop someone from watching it or anything of that nature. I would just tell them like, yeah, no, it's just going to be a Saturday morning cartoon. I know for some of the younger folks who don't understand what that means. I don't know how to explain it. It was a different time. It was a different time.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell y'all. But like I said, it's not a bad series. It's not a bad show. It just really wasn't special, and I thought it would be. I really thought it would be special. I'm more disappointed that it isn't special than I am bothered by the fact that it isn't great. Like I'm not upset of watching it. I might watch it again when the other comes out, just because it's not going to be a long series. It's 50 episodes, things of that nature. It's not very long. I see no reason not to finish just to get the experience of the story, see if anything stands out as cool. But this wasn't special. And like Mingo was saying, it is a bit weird at certain points where the character designs aren't uniform. They really aren't. So, some people, like the changes in their proportions regarding the age and things of that nature, it is really odd at times. It really is. Like at one point, one of the
Mingo, are you okay?
Mingo, you good?
Yeah, I'm still here. Why would
Okay.
I be?
It sounded like you were being attacked by Cthulhu.
Oh no. Probably background noise. I'm sorry.
No
You're
problem,
good.
no problem. But yeah, so I mean, go ahead.
Real quick, if I can interject, and like, look, I have no problem when an artist wants to be like, have their own flair of style to their characters. Like, because yet again, I'll be the fucking one to address the elephant in the room. I'm a One Piece fan. Yo, a lot of those
I didn't
characters
have to say it.
You don't got to, because I ain't hiding it. Those a lot of those character designs are pretty wild. But my argue to it is that at least I know what their age groups are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in there, like the kids next door thing with the hands and feet, because the rest of them look fine. But once you see those, it's like, what the fuck? Why is it so big? I was like, what was it? One of his what are they called? The ghosts or whatever.
Oh, I don't know. I'll like I said before, wasn't that amazing with series? So some things just slipped me. The names of the ghosts absolutely slipped me.
Like his ghost, the main protagonist is ghost. You know how he's got like a built ass body but a tiny ass head.
Mm-hmm.
And they do that with a lot of characters in there, and
Yep.
it's like, yo, I'm not trying to have the Derpy look on all my characters.
And I'm fairly certain. Sometimes they change proportions. Sometimes the head is bigger, sometimes the head is smaller.
There goes.
And it's like the dude looks like he knows how to, draw characters.
Yeah, they're not bad designs. It's just a bit
Yeah,
jarring that they're not uniform. Like with One Piece, like you were saying,
exactly.
One Piece's characters are very outlandish. Absolutely, they get very, very
Hmm.
crazy. But I can always tell that it's One Piece. I can tell it's the same person. I can tell they had a purpose behind that design. With Shaman King, it's a bit odd because, like I said before, like it's not ugly looking. It's just a bit distracting. And I was like, okay, so they're all teenagers. One is presumably an actual like person that has dwarfism, it seems, but as compared to the other ones who were teenagers of like 16 or so, but still really short, as like grade school kids short, as opposed to then adults who then are super tall, and then some adults are then actually as short as them as well. It's a weird thing. It's very distracting. And like me was saying, also for a lot of the ghosts, like the big muscular dudes, but then have really tiny heads. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of uniform. Like I don't know if it's actually intended as like that's what the artist originally went ahead and did directly, or is that it could be a production thing where like they weren't paying attention to the proportions. That can happen in anime. It's a shame that when
Well,
it does, but it can happen.
my brother who read it said that the designs, were accurate.
Okay.
So it was completely artist choice to, at least into a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't mind creative decisions on like how you want to design your characters and stuff because it adds some charm to the world. But yeah, as you said, you need some uniform behind it. Look, if you see some dudes with long ass arms in One Piece, they've already stated that's long arm people. Like they're all tried like that. You know, and one of my biggest complaints in One Piece that I see often and that I kind of have is the for lack of a better term, the titty proportions. They'll go from small as fuck to porn starish.
Ridiculous
But
in terms of their differences. Yeah.
yeah, so like, but that that's all creative choice. You know what I mean? And like, there's nothing wrong with that. But give me some uniformity in it. Let me know where we're going with this. And like, I just didn't get that feel in Shaman King, especially like when they cut to a point in the classroom showing other children or other teenagers, and you got one that looks like a gorilla, another one that looks like an average, I guess, somewhat anime teen, that borderline adult looking ish one. And then
No,
you have
I do not. But go on.
I don't know how else to describe him. Like
Like I said,
if
Saturday morning cartoon anime. I don't retain anything really on there. It was perfectly okay. It was perfectly
I
okay.
the reason why I retained it is because that was my issues. Like, yo, I don't understand this. And then you got someone the height of a chair come in, and it's like, who invited this kid? Wildness, and indeed. I do feel you though, Carlito. It wasn't. I feel like they try to target the older audience, but still make it a custom for a newer audience.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the episode one seemed like it was a lot of exposition rushed in there.
I don't know. Like I said before, I don't have that much to add to it. Honestly, I think we've spoken more about the designs than actual. There is plot in this first season anyway. To be completely honest, because yeah, like I said before, perfectly Saturday morning cartoon anime, which is not a bad thing, but it's just not impressive or special in any way.
Do you just mean
Like,
it's just Monster of the Week?
uh, no, I mean like in terms of the plot, the writing, all of that. It's got an overarching thing going on there. And sure, once the fights start, it's like back to back fights and everything of that nature. But it's just very much a matter of like it's all the tropes over and over again, and they're just, I don't know, something about it doesn't make it stand out. Something about it just does not. It's very, very, very much like it is textbook paint by number shonen.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is literally, I mean, honestly, Galen, if you want me to like really sum it up fast, uh evil born into the world, gotta stop it, need Shaman King. Kid don't want to be Shaman King but wants to be Shaman King.
That sounds about right. That sounds like that sounds like a shonen plotline. So yeah,
That
all
is,
right.
I won't put any more else into it other than that, like, because that's all I was able to really want to retain,
Mhm.
and I didn't even retain that much. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah,
It's one of those things
I
where
wouldn't.
I feel like I want to just go through it, and this like Netflix giving us 12 episodes at a time is just fuck off. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
It's not long. I would say you're gonna be able to tell pretty early on all the things we're saying. Like I might, like I said before, I feel like we're running on for this discussion on it itself, but ultimately, like it's gonna be one of those things. Like you're gonna watch the first one or two episodes, you're gonna get it pretty quick. It. I will give it that much. Like with Record Ragnarok, you know what kind of anime you're watching very early on. It does not
Yeah,
drag.
and you're either gonna like it or you're not gonna like it. That's
Yeah. It does not drag at all. It does not drag at all. It keeps moving. And either you're down with that or you're not. It's perfectly fine. But
one other, if you want, Gallant, they do have a Bruce Lee ripoff in there,
Amazing.
so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, I think I'll watch it at some point, but like I said, just I don't know. I'm not in for this piecemeal bullshit. So I'll
yeah,
get to
no,
it
I get you.
eventually.
I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. But moving on from that, just quickly to cover it, I did watch the actual beginning first few episodes of the My Hero Academia season 5, the My Villain Academia arc, and
Ooh.
yeah, looks like they're really trying to do that entire arc in these last 4-5 episodes.
Does
Just
it
so we're
feel
clear,
rushed?
let me put it to you this way. Let me bring it up because I don't want to get this wrong. I don't want to hear nothing from the little peanut gallery that ever comes back to watch the show.
Have a peanut gallery.
Comparatively, we
I
prepare
love
for
y'all,
the we
peanut.
prepare for the future. Let's see here. So the Endeavor Agency arc, the one where we spent 6 episodes on, that was covering 12 chapters of the manga that originally happened after the villain arc. So 12 chapters for that. They pulled 6 episodes out of their ass for that. One filler. The actual villain arc that we're dealing with right now was 23 chapters. And we've already gotten, it's saying 3 episodes out of it. It's more like 2, in all honesty.
Have you gone back and like compared how many chapters they're like doing per episode?
No, I haven't. And I mean, I can at some point. It's just a matter of like, I would have really liked this to have been a more drawn out arc. I really would have. And also, it's this is the first time I'm going to say this probably out loud. Like, it's disappointing animation from Bones. There are more times than I've ever seen any other episodes or I guess like any other Bone productions. There are so many still frames. There were just so many still. Like the whole point of this arc is basically it's the villains versus an army. That's the general idea for the bulk of this arc. And you would think that'd be an excellent time to go ahead and show some animation, things of that nature, kind of get the point across of what's happening. They don't really do that. A lot of it is not to say they should be making people like work overtime or like grueling conditions, anything like that. Just animate everything nonstop just because they can. But I mean, just in general, like if you didn't have the time to really produce that after what the rest of the season has been, like don't do it yet then. But it seems they went ahead and made that choice for the sake of the movie and success of the movie itself on there. And because a lot of it is just like so many of that classic animation trick or anime trick where it's the zoomed out still frame that's kind of shaky, and then it has a little black lines around it, like to try to emphasize this is big and important. Like
Mhm.
that kind of just constantly happens. And
Huh.
what really made this arc special is that for a lot of the characters, this is where you see their backstories for the ones you didn't get already, and they tend to like make them special, something of that nature. That really like made you not root for them, but recognize them more as actual characters, and they have before. Like they're not just caricatures; they're actual people. Makes you feel something for the next arc that's incoming. And yeah, I don't know. I just I'm not about it. I don't think it's gonna look that great. I think it's gonna be pretty slappy, but we'll see what happens. I'm all for being proven wrong. But yeah, that's all I gotta say on it for that. We'll see how that goes. Now, what I did see that was enjoyable, I did go ahead and start at this point. I've been watching How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. So this is another isekai, but it's basically a very normal person, works in finances, went ahead, gets transported, called into another country for uh, being a hero to go ahead and fight demons and all that. They don't do that because they're not fighters. The person's not a fighter. It's just someone who's in finance who wants to, shake up his life a little bit. When he comes in, the idea is they summon the hero to give the hero to a bigger nation as a way of settling their debts rather than sending food or crop because the nation is failing. But instead of doing that, this individual says, you know what? Let me look at your books. Let me figure this out. And through his skills as a financial advisor, he actually turns the kingdom around and eventually becomes, the king is like, you know what? You're way better at this than I am. Go ahead, take the role. You're king now. You're a king. And from there, he basically says, I want everybody who has any kind of skill, no matter what it is, to come see me. We'll rate you and maybe get you a job as an advisor so we can try and rebuild the kingdom. And it's really cool. Like, it's enjoyable. It's awesome. It's not overly epic or trying to be. If anything, it's very calming compared to most things. But my only thoughts on it is I wish it was all out right now just so I could watch it all because I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it overall by the end of it. It's just going a little slow for the sake of it. That's just the kind of show that it is, in my opinion, so far. But I'm really enjoying it. It's very cool to see like oh no, this person is just dealing. I don't know. I have a thing for like rebuilding kingdoms. I have a thing for like management. I'm weird. I enjoy stories about hey, let's go ahead and manage and you know make things stabilized. I'm a weird person that way.
You're
There's nothing
all
wrong with it. You enjoyed The Devil as a Part Timer too.
That's true.
And there's nothing wrong with it. You know why? Because it's good television.
So yeah, it's only like 3 episodes out. I can't wait for more. I'll probably come back to at the end of it in a few weeks, whenever that does finish. But yeah, how the realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. I recommend it. I personally feel the intro bops though, if I can put it that much. Anyway, moving on. I started the second part of season 2 of Slime.
Ooh.
They have a number of episodes available already on Crunchyroll in the sub, but the dub just started this week. They went ahead and did one. They did one recap episode beforehand. It was Valdora talking to Ifrit, speaking over the past, basically everything. Uh, and then the actual first episode landed last week, where it was basically picking up directly after the end of the first part of this season.
yeah.
So weird to put that into words, but anyway, basically, yeah, it's your group. They're all revving up. Everyone's basically meeting up to discuss things and planning what their next action is going to go ahead and be. And I'm about it. Like, it was only 1 episode. I agree, Gallant. Definitely. But it's slime. So, like, I can't actually be mad. Like,
Yeah.
I'm getting slime, so I'm just happy nonstop. Like, that, if anything, I was like sort of watching it while also still working on a document, but I was like, you know what? No, this isn't gonna happen. So I stopped watching, finished the doc, and then came back to it hours later because I was like, no, I will not be interfered with while I'm watching this. Slime demands all of my attention, nothing else, and I'm just excited to see what happens here. Also, uh, new intro bops. It bops hard.
Good.
I'm about it.
I'm excited.
Eh, I'm just about this, dude. Like, here we go. Back on more slime. Let's go. Let's
I'm
go.
honestly about to just go watch the sub and then watch the dub when it comes out.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I can't do it, but that's fair. I understand.
I actually prefer the sub, so as soon as sub is done, I'm fucking binging.
I like them both. Honestly, they're both really good casts.
Yeah, they really are. But I mean, why wait later?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna end up watching it twice, and that's all right.
That me too. But you know what? All the better.
Absolutely. And then the last thing I went ahead and watched, I was waiting for this show to be my shit, and it really is. What I watched was Life Lessons with Uramichi Oniisan. Basically, think Blue's Clues, but Steve just randomly says the most depressing things ever live on air, and everyone goes with it. It's the dysfunctional lives of pessimists and burnouts that behind the scenes run the show of a daycare TV show. Basically, you can see the trailer right now, and
oh my god,
I wasn't sure how hard.
Sounds hysterical.
I wasn't sure how hard it would go within the first like intro before the intro even plays. They establish exactly what it is, and I love it to death. And Gallant, I don't know if I can. I might have to forbid you from watching this because I don't want you or anyone else I know to get more ideas about our self-deprecating humor. I'm endangering myself watching this.
I'm not hearing Mingo can't watch this, so that's what's gonna happen now.
Because after watching this, is like, this is so much. This is just so much like people of self-deprecation. It's gonna go straight into your mind. It's gonna go straight.
But if it's like funny though.
God, I hope it's just funny. I hope I'm not doing something that's gonna have lasting effects afterwards. I don't know this for sure, but I'm hoping. Oh God, like I just.
If it's done right, like, and it sounds like it knows what it's fucking doing.
I don't know.
I would have to give it a shot and see.
I don't know when I'm going to talk about this one again, but this is probably going to be a week to week for me.
Oh my god!
Just because I don't want any of it to slip past me, but I don't know how much I'm going to retain. I don't know. I can't let it go. It's such a thing of like, okay, this is exactly what it's saying. This is. Ooh, this hits a spot. This hits a spot. All right. And with that, that is all of what we have been watching this week. I didn't miss anything, did I? No, I did not. So for that, we'll go ahead and move on to the rest of the segments of the show. Coming up with catalog updates.
Guess who's not ready for that?
Santa Claus.
I've been known to be Santa in a day. I just have to wait for Chrome to fucking pull that shit up. Which on my laptop, folks, in this economy, oh boy.
Nights of Magic. It's a great show. Give it a shot. I might watch this tonight. I don't know.
All right, so catalog updates, mostly just Funimation stuff here. So we're gonna start. She professed herself pupil of the wise man, January 2022. A3, Spring and Summer. The Horror at Magical High School dub.
The Honor.
Oh, The Honor Student at Magical High School, right?
Yeah, it's missing student. Why isn't that there? I copied
Yeah,
that.
that's why I
Whatever.
read horror first because I was just like, yeah.
It sounds like a horror now. Go on.
Um, Mirko-chan is coming on October 3rd. Gundam Wing is being added on September 7th. Gundam Narrative, September 7th as well. Zeta Gundam, okay, all the rest of the Gundams are on September 7th. And Gundam The Origin, all coming to Funimation. And Netflix is adding Baki Hanma?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that like a season 3 or something of Baki?
Basically, yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because I was almost sure there were 2 seasons of it on there already.
Yeah, they kind of spoke about it in a weird way. Like, they don't even have a date. It's in September at some point, but they don't have a date for it first. They don't go by season. They go by different subtitle names. So, yeah, Baki Hanma.
Interesting. That's cool. So, yeah, that's your catalog updates for this week.
All right. And then moving on into new announcements. Lupin the Third franchise is getting a tabletop RPG and an anniversary book. That's not really anything y'all need to know about anime-wise, but I love Lupin, so the idea that there's going to be a tabletop game about it involving, like, stealing things, I'm here for it. I thought it was awesome. I'll buy that. Give it to me now. Netflix's Ultraman is getting a season 2 that's going to premiere in spring 2022. I still haven't watched the first one that they have on there, but I guess I should get on that. This was the CGI Ultraman series, so we'll see what happens there. For those of you that are comic book fans like me, but also masochists, more so even than me, Sony Pictures has gone ahead and updated or uploaded the Marvel anime Wolverine and X-Men on YouTube.
Oh,
on their throwback
on YouTube.
On their throwback tunes channel. Hey, but I will say, on that same channel, you can find Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Ooh, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're fucking talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you had to say, baby.
Anyway, also, Galen, you might have more about this than I do, but I just felt we should put this out there for people as part of the community. U.S. virtual YouTuber agency VSojo opens worldwide auditions for English virtual YouTubers. So for any of you who are into that or looking to get into that, you should go ahead and hear this, do that, make it big. Remember who told you about it. Always.
Yeah, VShojo's great. The amount of curse words they let you say is infinite, and the things you there's just oh man, go look up anything from Nyanners or Iron Mouse, and it's all bad in the best way.
Always remember who told you about this opportunity.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Never do that again.
Anyway, Teasing Master Takagi-san has been listed with a third season film in 2022. So that one was, I believe, essentially released about 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago, in 2018. But it's officially going ahead and getting a third season and a film. Not a compilation film, what I can see so far, but that is what's going on there. So if you're want to hear about news about that from the past, there you go. Enjoy yourselves. Aniplex has revealed Fanfare of Adolescence, a horse racing academy anime for spring 2022. Let's go, horse boys.
Sure.
Wait,
Yeah.
so is it like
They are not the horses. They are not the horses.
Okay. So it's not like the other one.
No. It is not a partner
Okay.
series. This is literally a story about, as I was saying, I believe that's the actual name. They are trained to be jockeys, but they are horse boys, basically. They are training to become jockeys who then ride horses. So things like that. PETA, have fun with that one. Moving on to Honeyworks Heroine Taramono. Heroine Taramono. A song has inspired a new TV anime that will premiere in April. So let me take a look here.
The song inspired an anime? Weird.
Yeah, basically.
Inspiration comes from many sources.
Yeah, let me see here. Hiyori left her hometown to pursue her passion, track and field, by enrolling in Tokyo's Goku High School. Looking for a part-time job in Tokyo, she ended up working as an apprentice manager for her classmates and LP cross LP. Oh no, I'm sorry, LIP cross LIP, so lip cross lip, whatever. Members and Yojiro Someya and Aizo Tsubasaki. The story revolves around the coming of age of Hiyori as she struggles school, extracurricular life, and managing this idol group. So, okay. I don't know what prompted that to like get a whole presentation about it, but I got it. Something for you, Gallant. Fate Kiliad Liner Prism Ilia anime is getting a sequel work.
I was just looking at this, and I accidentally changed the link to the article title, which is hysterical.
Wait, what? Okay then. Let's
Yeah,
see here.
Google Docs is weird.
But yeah, so if you enjoyed that film, if you enjoyed the series, as apparently I'm going to, because Gallant sold me on this last week. They've already got a sequel work coming out, so huzzah!
Yeah,
More
that's
good things
great.
to me.
I'm assuming that's going to be manga related. I don't know if the manga stopped. That's the thing.
We'll see.
Yeah.
For those of you who understand this, and how this works, Eventive is going to be streaming the Banji Dream Film Live second stage anime film in North America. So Inventive is the website that you buy tickets at, and then it will be streaming this movie that apparently is a concert experience until November 21st, I believe. That's a big
Carlos,
mix of... What's up?
I have to stop you. You could just say Bang Dream. I believe that is.
You know what?
How-
They
how it's
capitalized
said.
the G. The G gets said by itself.
All right.
Don't play with me, Japan.
I was literally like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then and then I put it together.
Anyway, Sayuki Reloaded Zeroren unveils a January debut. So for all of you diehards out there who are a big fan of this series, I have always wanted to try it. I don't know where the hell to start or what's going on here. You get another season of something, so more power to you. Enjoy yourselves. And why the hell would you do this news? Adult Swim is streaming the first dubbed episode of Fina Pirate Princess worldwide, because that worked so well for the Fully Cooley sequel series. Remember those? Of course you don't. No one does, because they don't fucking watch them. Because why would you watch them on anything but an actual streaming service or on TV?
Also, I heard they weren't very good.
They weren't.
But Space Dandy was pretty good, and it did that.
Did it do that? I thought it was on TV first.
Yeah, it was, but it was on Adult Swim. It would like Toonami Adult Swim specifically.
No,
Yeah.
no. This thing is, it's specifically only available on the Adult Swim YouTube channel. That's
Wait,
what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this is not playing on Adult Swim.
Oh.
This is, if you want to watch this episode, you have to go to the Adult Swim YouTube channel.
What? Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. I thought they were doing the Space Dandy thing.
Nope. That would make sense. I would have made a comment at that point. No, that would have made sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you
Yuck.
go. Daemon reveals a TV format and 2022 premiere. Apparently, this has some legacy behind it, but that was just a really weird wording for me when I read about that. But yeah, that's Daemon. It's about someone who left to go be, I believe it was a dancer or something. Instead of helping their family with their restaurant, they come back and things happen. So there you go. Let's see here. Oh, kind of a cool one. Muv-Love Project Mickey Hale PC Switch game has a new trailer with an October delay. I did see the trailer. It's giant mechs fighting giant bugs. And I'm going to tell y'all right here, right now, that says for PC and Switch, I don't recommend a Switch version because that trailer was fighting for its fucking life. But I fun with that.
Is that an action game?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's an action game. I was saying I looked at the trailer, like the idea behind it seems cool, but I'm really hoping that the gameplay they were showing was strictly the Switch version because that's how it runs on PC too. Woo, woo, buyer beware. Um, Netflix has announced it is going to be working with Kindachi on a Shin Kabayashi reveal. Hold on, no, this is weird. Let me get the actual name on here. Please start using Oxford comma. Respect it. Um, yeah, so they are working with manga creator Shin Kibayashi on an original anime title called Lady Napoleon. The anime
If
fantasy
anime is good at,
will
oh,
center
sorry.
on Sophie, a descendant of Napoleon and leader of the Lady Napoleon organization bent on world domination. Napoleon once had 3 sacred treasures, and Sophie, jack of all trades butler named Butler, and a martial artist, Master Guy, search the world for those lost treasures. I'm about it. You were saying,
Oh,
Alan?
that sounds, yo,
I,
that
I
sounds like a funnier Tanya the Evil, and I'll take that.
I was gonna say, yeah, that sounds like Tanya the Evil, but like maybe leaning into the comedy a little more. Um, oh, shit. No, what I was going to say was I should have cut you off because I was gonna say if it's one thing anime is good at, it's at turning historical figures into anime girls. This being a descendant of Napoleon, joke doesn't hit as well. That's okay.
That's fair. In last new announcements, the live-action Cowboy Bebop series is going to get a comic book adaptation of the show set to start going around the same time as the show, and a prequel novel surrounding Spike and Vicious in their younger days that is going to be called. Let me see here. Oh yeah, Cowboy Bebop: A Syndicate Story, Red Planet Requiem. So 2 subtitles there. I don't know. I'm about it. Like, I mean, Bebop never gave it to
Put the
me.
series out.
Huh?
Put the series out before you. This whole cross media bullshit exhausts me to no end.
I don't know. I'm about it. Specific fact of like, all these years, I never got a story about Spike and Vicious in the younger days. I'll take it any way I can get it. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Whatever. I'll take it.
I,
Uh,
I kind of feel Gallant's peeve at this, just because like I feel it mainly because I'm excited for this series, just because
mhm.
the cast looks really good.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I can also see your point as well. More Cowboy Bebop, more Cowboy Bebop. More
And you
story, more.
you will get to
Like,
choose whether or not you're invested. The book comes out after the series.
one way to look at this is that, well, if the series tanks, you got the comic. Vice versa, if the comic tanks, well, you got the series. And if they both tank, well, you still got the original series. None to lose.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah. If nothing else, if a series comes out, if a live action version of something comes out and it's bad, you can bet that the sales for the original version are going to go up online.
Hell,
This is true.
my Spike Pop is going for $100 right now.
You might want to get out early,
Actually,
just
you know what?
depending.
I have those play arts of Spike and Vicious that have never actually left their boxes. Hmm.
NRFB.
Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I like novels. If they're audiobooks, like an audiobook, I don't know yet, but we'll see. Anyway, that was it for new announcements. Moving on to new dates. For those of you that care, because I don't know, have some happiness in your life. Monster Hunter Orchestra concert is going to be live streamed on September 28th. No, I'm not going to tell you where. Just know that's a thing. If you care that much, go find it. Have some fun in your life. Muv-Luv Alternative reveals a October 6th debut. That is, let me read this again. The game. No, the series. Yes, the series. Haha.
What? You just
The
so
legend.
so it's the anime adaptation.
Yes, the anime adaptation.
It's. I also think you need to specify the action game because Muv-Luv is originally a visual novel.
The
Actually, yeah.
legend.
I'm sorry. As someone that paid into that Kickstarter.
Wait, so where did I mess up? I'm being legitimate
No,
honest. I don't.
you're fine. You have
Okay.
you're fine. You didn't mess up
Okay.
anywhere. I'm being
Okay.
a little shit.
There is a trailer out from Love if you want to catch what's going on there. So have fun with that. Funimation has announced they will be screening the My Hero Academia World Heroes mission on October 29th. Where they'll be streaming it and what tickets are going to be costing, no one knows. They haven't put that link up yet, but apparently they're saying that's going to be a thing. So enjoy that. Please be safe, please, or just don't go. King of Fighters 15 launches on February 17th, 2022. Yo, I'm gonna be for real, everybody, right here. I want to thank the team behind King of Fighters because they launched this 4-minute long trailer at the exact same time that Gamescom Live, opening night live, was happening and showing off a certain game that we will not speak about here. But it was real good to be able to just completely ignore that bullshit and just watch this because it was a damn good trailer. I'm hype. I'm about to King of Fighters.
Everybody back. 300 plus songs in a DJ mode and rollback net play. I'm glad my King of Fighters brethren are all eating. Shout outs to South America and Central America.
Y'all do that shit. Also, 1v1 online. I'm about it. Let's go. I'm sorry, King of Fighter fans. I know it busts me, but what can I tell you?
We can't just shout out the entire KOF community and then piss them off, Carlos.
Yes,
I already did it.
We can say anything we want, except for the other things.
Yeah, that stuff. We're talking about that stuff right now. What we will talk about is that Pokemon Unite is getting Blastoids on September 1st today.
Blastoids?
Finally, shit. They're over here fucking announcing Blissey and some other. I forgot who the other one was, but like, yo, I was like, where's my turtle? Where's my tank? Where's my dude?
He's in there now. He's waiting for you. I play after this. I want to play Uncle Blastoise. Let's see here.
Look, the best thing they could have done for that game was add in skins. Why? Because cosmetics make it that much better.
True. Blastoise does look amazing.
Honestly, look, from a guy who plays MOBA or a MOBA, not MOBAs. Well, I guess two. Well, yeah, technically two. It's a fun game. It is a fun game. I wouldn't take it seriously, because there was like some issues that had came out about people being able to just buy some items for like $40 and like their OP items or whatever. If you love Pokemon and you want to fight, play some motherfucking Pokemon Unite.
Now, from Pokemon to the fan base that we all know is still there. We don't know how you survive this long, people, but you're finally getting fed after all these years. You'll get a new meal. Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX launches on Switch, PC, and iOS on December 9th in the West.
Isn't that the game where you put the CD you put the songs in and it makes monsters based on your music?
All magic fades with time, Gallant. All magic fades with time. But if you want it that badly, it's going to be out there for you, folks. Enjoy yourselves. Next up, Bravely Default 2 is getting a Steam release on September 2nd, so tomorrow. I bought that game when it first came out on Nintendo Switch because I didn't think it was going anywhere else. Now it's going to be on Steam, possibly at 60 frames per second. Have I played more than 2 hours of that game? No, I have not. Am I filled with regret right now? You'll find out shortly.
Bravely Default 2, the third game in the series.
I don't want to hear that from a Faith fan right now. Moving on. My Senpai is Annoying has unveiled its October 9th debut. Let's see here. And The Faraway Paladin will also have an October 9th debut. Both of those shows look exactly like my kind of shit. I'm about it. Let's go. Let's go. Also, did not know it was the first season of this, but apparently there was. Now it's going to be a second one. Let's Make a Mug 2 TOO, Let's Make a Mug 2, Season 2, will have an October 1st debut. Along with Banish from the Heroes Party, with an October 6th premiere. And Neon Genesis Evangelion complete series on Blu-ray coming in November. Fans, calm down. Stop foaming at the mouth. All 6 of you. Let me give you the full details on here, because I know it's a little difficult. I know it's a little crazy. I'm gonna try to make this simple for you. So
the standard edition is $45. It's not even fucking bad.
I'm gonna say, so there is gonna be the complete series, which is just, here's a case, here's your stuff. There you go. That's gonna go ahead and be from, you can get it on Right Stuff right now. That release date will be on the 9th of November. For currently the sale price is $45.99, and that comes with, let's see here, the 26 episode television series, the original series, Neon, and both the films. Yeah.
The recap film and then the end.
Yeah, the recap film and then the end. Let's see here. I don't know why they would label it as such. That kind of threw me off. Whatever. Death and End of Evangelion. They're both in there. Let me see here. It does not contain Fly Me to the Moon and the home video editions, just for clear. Also, it does not contain the original dub. It is strictly the Netflix dub. So be mindful of that.
Wait,
so that's
really?
Yeah. It's going to be the Netflix dub.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. And then the actual, I don't know why they say the same way twice, but the limited edition complete series is going to be $174, and that will be on the 8th of December. And that will go ahead and be all the stuff I mentioned before, a booklet, and some pictures. Have fun. You're FF fans, you'll pay it. I don't want to hear shit.
Wait, is that just, and that's just the Netflix dub too?
Yeah.
So wait, the only set that includes both dubs is the one that was like $400 or whatever?
Probably.
That's frustrating.
That sounds like, let me double check here.
That one
but
is
it's
a
coming
set
from G Kids. That's probably why
Okay.
G Kids, the ones that are putting this one out. That's probably why they're reasonably priced. I don't know about this whole limited collector's edition though. It literally is just a box with, I mean, yeah, fancier containers and everything, but it's just pictures of all the characters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not about it. Whatever. I'm not the market for it anyway. So that's it for your new dates. We do have required reading this week. I'm going to ask everyone to be very mature and not laugh at this headline.
Absolutely not.
I did not look for it. This is just how it goes. I want you older anime fans who would be looking out for this to know the bigger deal. And that's why I'm including it. But, okay. Femboy Films cancels Daikon 3 fan restoration as Gainax launches its own restoration efforts. It's a fan group. They were restoring an old movie. They found out the original group was going to do that themselves. The original group said, hey, can you not do that while we're working on it? And they said, okay. That's the story. Moving on right now. Also,
I'm very proud of it.
That story was from Chosum Lee at Anime News Network. Also coming out at Anime News Network, Colin May wrote a story about why do we hate 3D CG anime so much. It's an in-depth article. I recommend reading it. Give you some good insights. It's a long one though, so be in for a sit down. But if you ever wonder why it always feels so unsettling for you, it's a good read. And then lastly, required reading can actually just be required viewing. There was a video essay done by the Cartoon Cypher that went ahead and partnered, it seems, with Anime News Network to go and show this, of how anime dubs were made during COVID. This is an expenditure, basically, of the video we talked about a few months ago about Funimation and the steps they took to go ahead and combat COVID for anime recordings, and basically an over and under in the broader sense of all the situation. It was like how it's going, what it could mean, what could hopefully mean in the future, what it means right now, things of that nature. And they do have it both in the full video and text format if you want to go ahead and follow the article at Anime News Network, or you can just go ahead and watch the video under the same name at the Anime News Network YouTube channel. Either way, the video checks in around 17 minutes or so. If you're a fast reader, probably quicker. But that's out there for you. I found it interesting, so. And with that, folks, we're going to go ahead and call it a night here at Weeaboo Trash Talk. We thank you all for listening and enjoying yourselves. We will be live again next week with more anime stuff. But until then, does anyone have anything else to add?
Be on the lookout, babies, around the 15th for the second run of my wing challenge. That should be a lot of fun. Got a tasty treats.
It works out. You want to look out for it. You can just watch it, because I will be having more of those wings.
I will also be unveiling a little dessert line of cereal marshmallow treats.
Go on.
So something else to be looking forward to.
Very good, very good. Anything else you dream about?
That's it on my end.
All right, Gallant.
If you listen to this when it airs or when it goes up, catch me later today. I'm gonna be on the video game podcast for a little bit.
This is true. This is true. I have
Final Fantasy needs to be talked about. I'm gonna be there. I should say Final Fantasy 14 needs to be talked about. I've been playing other things though, so.
This is true. I always like hearing people's thoughts on Metroid. Anyway, with that, folks, then we're gonna go ahead and let you go. Once again, thank you for coming by. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, and we will see you next week. Yay.